How did you research this?
Um, I was in 1994. I joined a band called Royal Crown Revue, which was the band that sort of heralded this swing resurgence that happened in the '90s. And they were very interested in all this stuff and collected a lot of vintage stuff, other instruments, albums, clothes. They just submerged themselves into kind of mid-century modern culture. So I began looking for books that were going to teach me how to play these different styles of music: early jazz, classic swing, rhythm and blues, rockabilly, early rock and roll. I found there was absolutely nothing out there to teach drummers how to do that. So what I then realized is that I was living in Southern California at the time, that a lot of the drummers that had played on these records in these styles were still alive and were living in Southern California. So I began interviewing guys, and once I started interviewing them, I became friends with them. I started finding people in music centers all over the country: New York, Nashville, Memphis, New Orleans, Texas, Chicago. You name it. I interviewed everywhere I went. Florida, and it occurred to me that nobody was documenting these guys' stories, and nobody was really documenting the lessons that those great records teach us. What was going on Little Richard's, Tutti Frutti? I mean, what was the drummer doing? What were the constraints that musicians had to have at that time? How do you recreate that sound? And I found that it sort of became a mission for me, to tell these guys' stories, because now maybe half the guys that I've interviewed have left. And these are the last original links to this great music that we hear all the time around us everywhere. It's the fabric of the world's pop culture, really. So that's kind of been my mission, is to reach not even today's youth, but baby boom generation who don't know much about what happened before the 50s, say, and to just show them that they have a lot in common with this older music, that what we do today is actually quite similar, and again, that what we can learn from that time period can make us more creative and make us more employable. Hello, musicians want to get hired for stuff. So, there's very practical reasons to learn about your history and your evolution, not just because it's good for you, Sonny.